love song the song is called Front Seat Backseat from their self-titled album. Is playing on Family Radio, the station where the music does the talking. James Okumu on Jam 316. It is 28 minutes after 7, 2 minutes to 7:30, meaning it's time for us to share our inspiration moment for today. Have you heard the story of the guy who used to build houses? Well, let me tell you about the guy who used to build houses. This guy was a gifted craftsman. Man, he would put together a house and you would look at it and say, wow. I mean, this guy knew how to build. And so he had worked for this gentleman for many, many years, helping him build houses for his clients, build houses. And so he got to a place where he wanted to retire. So he talked to his boss. He told him, you know what? I'm getting old. It's time for me to just call it quits, hang my tools, and retire. And the guy said, please, before you retire, please, there's just one more house I would love for you to build for me. Then after that, you can retire. And so the guy didn't really feel like it, but then he said, you know what? This guy has been here for me all these years. He's given me work to do. Anyway, let me just do it. But his heart was not really in it. And so as he was putting the house together, he didn't use the very best material available. He used cheap stuff. He cut corners here and there. Eventually, he completed the house. From the outside, it looked pretty neat. It looked pretty wow. But only he knew that a good amount of the material used was substandard material. And so he handed over the house to his boss, and they had this huge ceremony, and the boss said, actually, this is my retirement gift to you. As you retire, you've built many, many, many houses for me. The best I can do is give you a home of your own. You can imagine how he felt, knowing what he had done, that he had not given his best when he was putting this house together, that he had used substandard material, and now that ended up becoming his gift. Are you putting in your all in whatever it is that you are doing, or are you cutting corners? Because remember, what you sow is what you will reap. That is what the Bible tells us. And the Bible reminds us that everything we do, we should do as unto the Lord. And so put in your best each day, every day. Some of us are praying for promotions and we're wondering why they're not coming. Are you putting in your best? If you are your own boss, would you have given yourself a promotion? Looking at your work, would you give yourself a promotion? Are you putting in your best every day? Getting in there, doing all you can. Just like this guy had built houses over and over again, and he had given his best until the last one, which ended up being his own. Opportunity had come at his doorstep, but he squandered it. Are you going to do the same? Whatever it is that thy hand finds to do, do it with all thy might. Don't look at what God has availed for you to do and despise it. It may just be the very thing that will promote you to the next level. Remember a friend of mine sharing how he was a waiter in one of the big hotels here in the city, and he did his job diligently. And there's this client who would come in for breakfast, regularly, and he would serve him. He would serve him and serve him and serve him. And one day he gave him his card and he said, call me. If you want another job, call me. I think you're a very hardworking person, call me. And he did just that. Called him. And he got a job with very big international company. I have another friend, same thing happened to her. She was working in a gym, handing towels and cleaning up the place. And so she would be at the gym by 5 in the morning, because the gym needs to open early for people to come and work out before they go to work. And so she was so diligent. One day, one of the clients gave her a card and said, you know what, I've been observing you. Man, I like the way you do your work. You're so dedicated. You're never late. This place is speak and span. Every day we come in to do our workouts. Call me. And she got another job. What is it you're doing? Don't despise it. Do it and do it well. Do a job that you would be proud of. You just never know who's watching. That's our inspirational moment for the day. Keep it locked right here on Family Radio, the station where the music does the talking.
The annual Family Media Israel via Egypt trip is...
Yeah, we are going to Israel in the next 4 months, I think. Now, whatever God has given you to do, whatever opportunities are before you, don't despise them. Somebody is always watching. I have yet another friend of mine who applied for a job somewhere. And the person who was in charge of this place he had applied a job in was a member of our church, and she was observing him. She observed him for, I think, 2 years, and then she called him and said, you wrote an application about 2 years ago. I've been observing you, what time you come to church, how you serve, and I've seen you're a very diligent man. And he got the job. Do whatever God has availed for you to do, and do it well. Don't despise what it is, because what you sow is what you reap. Thanks for watching. See you again tomorrow.